Don't let them undervalue your pain and suffering. This individual didn't, and the jury got it right. Imagine driving along a peaceful road when suddenly your life takes a drastic turn. This is an actual case that occurred in Lancaster, California in the year 2020. This was the stark reality for a woman whose routine drive turned into a nightmare that would span years, and she would never be the same. On that fateful day, as she navigated the roads, she found herself in the throes of a devastating car crash. The accident was not just a collision of metal and glass, but also a collision that would shatter her life into a million pieces. Among the many injuries she sustained, what stood out was her severe lower back damage. A painful reminder of the incident, it became a constant part of her existence, a shadow that followed her into her daily life. Always with her. In the immediate aftermath of the accident, the response from the defendant's insurance company was far from satisfactory. They disputed the extent of her injuries, seemingly more interested in protecting their own financial interests than acknowledging the suffering of the victim. The insurance company, entrenched in their stance, continued to undervalue her claims. They downplayed her injuries, trying to minimize the compensation that she was rightfully due. This was not just a denial of her physical pain and suffering, but a dismissal of her emotional turmoil as well. As is often the case, it was a continual dismissal of the countless hours of medical care she needed, the countless nights of sleep she lost, and the countless moments of peace that were stolen from her. But she did not back down. She decided to fight for her rights, to seek justice. She took her case to court, ready to face the insurance company and their attempts to belittle her suffering. It was a daunting task, one that required immense courage and resilience, but she was undeterred. She was ready to face whatever came her way, ready to uncover the truth and hold the insurance company accountable for their actions. Little did the victim know this was just the beginning of a lengthy battle for justice. The trial itself lasted a little over 2 weeks. During the trial, the defendants attempted to dispute the severity of her case, downplaying her pain and suffering especially. In an effort to reduce their financial liability, the plaintiff's side was the voice of the woman injured, the voice that spoke of the real, tangible impact on her life. They told a story not just of ongoing therapy, but also the countless visits to the hospital and a life that was irrevocably changed. But it's not just about the medical records and doctor's notes. It's about the woman behind the injuries. It's about her life, her aspirations, the things she loved to do but can't anymore because of the accident. They paint a picture of a life paused, of dreams deferred, of a future uncertain. All of these factors are relevant in determining the true impact of the accident and should never be dismissed. The jury listened and weighed the evidence carefully. They considered the arguments from both sides. In the hushed silence, the jury returned, ready to deliver their verdict. The collective breath held in the room is released as they rule in favor of the plaintiff, acknowledging her distress and suffering with a substantial award of $4.8 million. This is not just a victory for the plaintiff, but a testament to the importance of juries in personal injury cases. It's a clear signal that juries, everyday people like you and me, hold the power to uphold justice and challenge entities that attempt to trivialize the impact of accidents and their future impacts on one's life. The decision is rooted in the jury's careful consideration of the plaintiff's severe lower back injuries and how it had changed her life permanently. The defense, representing the defendant's insurance company, sought to downplay the extent of these injuries. However, the jury saw through this tactic, recognizing the genuine extent of the plaintiff's suffering. This verdict not only ensures the plaintiff's medical care is covered, but also serves as a cautionary tale for insurance companies. While the courtroom empties, the echoes of this case reverberate far beyond its walls. This wasn't just about compensation for medical care. It was about fairness, about acknowledging the pain and suffering that the plaintiff endured. It was about holding those accountable who tried to downplay the extent of her injuries. The jury, through their verdict, sent a clear message: insurance companies cannot undervalue legitimate claims. Getting justice in a personal injury case is not an easy task. It is oftentimes an emotionally draining process for the individual that is already in pain and having to deal with insurance companies and the legal system. Clearly, it is so important that you work with healthcare professionals you trust and attorneys that you feel are truly on your side.